Alright, greetings to all of you guys. Hassan Al-Badri with you. This video is going to be in English. I'm going to answer refute and debunk there is no clash. And the second video is going to be about Zakir Naik, which is also going to be in English. And the third video is going to be in Arabic, and there is also will be a fourth video in Arabic. So the first two videos is in English. The second two video, the third and the fourth is going to be in Arabic. This music, by the way, is from the composer Rimsky-Korsakov, and it's called Shahrazad. The music piece is called Shahrazad, from the composer Rimsky-Korsakov. Let's go to the video. The video is titled Quran Confirms Evolution in Human African Roots. Alright, let's hear.
Charles Darwin is, of course, best known for his theory of evolution through natural selection. When Darwin's work was first made public in 1859, it shocked Britain's religious establishment. And while today it is accepted by virtually all scientists, evolutionary theory is still rejected by many Americans, often because it conflicts with their religious beliefs about divine creation. But though we may tend to think of Darwin's theory of evolution as anti-religious, you may be surprised to learn that Darwin's theory and the Holy Quran share some commonalities. Let's start by taking a closer look at the theory. The theory has two main points. First, all life on Earth is connected and related to each other. Trace back the separate lines of descent of all organisms that ever lived, and they will converge to a single point of origin, the beginning of life. Charles Darwin was reluctant to publish his views on the origins of life. His only speculations on the subject are known from a private letter to his friend and colleague Joseph Hooker, in which he speaks of a warm little pond in which the first molecules of life could have formed. The Holy Quran, written over 1400 years ago, tells us that all life on earth is connected and related to each other when it says, "And we, God, made from water all living things." Second, this diversity of life is a product of modifications of populations by natural selection, where some traits were favoured in an environment over others. And the Holy Quran tells us that the history of creation is a history of both creation and selection, when it says, "Your Lord creates whatever he wills and selects." The Holy Quran also tells us that the Prophet Adam was brought to prophecy by selection, when it says...
I mean, I don't know why you really change the translations of the Quran. Your Lord creates whatever he wills and selects. Allah يخلق ما يريد وما يشاء. يشاء أصبحت select means natural selection. الانتقاء الطبيعي، الانتخاب الطبيعي. يعني ما يخلق ما يشاء، اليشاء أصبحت الانتقاء الطبيعي. Select. I mean, come on, don't change the words, really. And you do realize that's a blasphemy. According to Islamic scholars, if you change the words of Allah, it's a blasphemy. Your head should be cut off, simply. Who are you, a mere, simple, poor human, to change the words of Almighty? Who are you? Anyway.
Indeed, Allah, God, selected Adam and Noah and the family of Abraham and the family of Imran above all people. At the heart of Darwin's theory of evolution is the notion of copying and the variations it creates, meaning that his copying results in several evolutionary successive stages. Similarly, the Holy Quran tells us that God created us in successive stages, when it says, "What is the matter with you that you do not hope for honour from Allah when he created you in successive stages?" Charles Darwin believed that humans evolved in...
The stages that that's mentioned here is about the stages of the embryo. It's about the stages of embryology. All right? It's not about the stages of the evolving of human being. So here you're really taking the Quran out of context and you put it for evolution. And it's actually if you read the verses before and after these, that the verse that you read, you're going to see clearly its meaning, the stages of embryology, the stages of embryo, how the human evolves inside the mother's womb. It's not about evolution whatsoever. So by this, you deserve, actually, I'm sorry, but I have to put it.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
So really, every time you're gonna lie, I'm gonna put this song for you, Miss Claire Forestier. Stop fucking lying. Seriously, it's really annoying. It's really annoying. I don't mind you making claims, scientific claims, but at least don't fucking try to fool me and to fool other brains. Because unfortunately for you, I can fucking read Arabic. I can read the Quran in its original language. And I can fucking expose your lies. It's really pissing me off. When you piss me off, I get really mean. I swear. Seriously. Go ahead, Miss Claire Forestier.
And that the root of the human tree was very deeply ingrained there. And in 1962, our roots were shown to be definitively in Africa. Geneticists are able to identify certain genetic sequences or markers in each of us, and cross-reference it with a number of ever-growing international databases. Where there's a match, there's likely a common ancestor, and genetically speaking, all markers point to Africa. With the mapping of the human genome in 2003, combined with thousands of people around the world submitting their DNA for testing, there's now mounting physical proof that we all started in Africa before migrating around the world. Furthermore, advanced DNA testing combined with recently unearthed discoveries are bolstering the belief that if you look back far enough, all living human beings are the descendants of a small, innovative and ambitious set of people on the African continent. And the Holy Quran confirms this when it says in a very short chapter of only 8 verses, "By the fig and the olive, by the mountain of Senyin, and by the secure city Mecca, we've indeed created the human in the best directed shape. Then we returned him to the lowest of the low, except those who believed and did righteous deeds. For them there is a reward unending. So what causes you to deny the recompense, i.e. day of resurrection? Is not Allah the most just of judges?"
Okay, here again, you changing the words of the Quran. I'm sorry, I got a call from Viber. All right, and here you're changing again the words of Allah. Actually, by the fig and olive, watini was zaytun. All right, and you're changing the word, and we created human as erect. We're trying to link it with Homo erectus. All right. Okay, so let's go to Sahih International, the official translation of the Quran from Saudi Arabia. And I hope you have the guts, Miss Claire Forestier, to go to them and tell them your translation is wrong. I've translated on my own. I have a new translation here. So let's see if the Sahih International is going to say also erect. All right, so let's see. First I'm going to read the verses in Arabic. والتين والزيتون وطور السنين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم. أحسن تقويم, it becomes we created human erect. Really? Even the translation, even the Sahih International translation, it says we have certainly created man in the best of stature. The best of stature. أحسن تقويم, best of stature. That's the correct translation. And you translated it, Miss Claire, you translated it to we created the human in the best erect way. For that, actually, you deserve again.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
Really, you deserve it time and time again, really, by your fucking lies, really. I can't stand it, really. Even the Sahih International. The Sahih International, by the way, is translated by Saudi Arabia. Alright? That's the heart of Mecca, okay? The heart of Mecca, they don't mention the words that you're mentioning in your video. That we created the human best erect. Best erect. Really. It says the best of stature. أحسن تقويم. أحسن تقويم معناها واقف باستقامة. Really? taqwim, that means erect, waqifun mustaqim. Really, since when? Since when? Are you trying to even flip the language upside down, inside out? I don't get it, really. Even the language, you really... I don't mind you screwing logic, but screwing language on the other side? I mean, come on, really. Stop screwing so much, really. You screwed the language, you screwed the logic, you screwed the science, you screwed philosophy, you screwed everything. Leave something unscrewed, man. Don't fuck with everything. Leave something unfucked, untouched by you guys. Please leave it alone. Really, I beg of you, leave it. Don't put your nosy religious nose into everything, alright? Leave some stuff untainted by your dirty hands, by your dirty lying hands, with all due respect. It's getting annoying, it's getting too much. Anyway, continue.
Let's take a look at exactly how this short chapter about figs, olives and the mountain of Senyin explains the origins of humankind. So let's talk about figs, you know, that sweet, mushy fruit that comes from an inwardly blossoming flower. In an article for BBC Earth, published on the 17th of January 2017, Mike Shanahan writes that fig trees have not only witnessed history, but have shaped it. Wild fig trees first grew in Africa around 80 million years ago. Humans have been eating figs throughout history. Figs not only nourish animals, but the year-round presence of ripe figs would have helped sustain our early human ancestors. High-energy figs may have helped our ancestors to develop bigger brains. There's also a theory that suggests our hands evolved as tools for assessing which figs are soft and therefore sweet and rich in energy. While the first humans benefited from fig biology, their descendants mastered it. And where exactly does the wild fig tree called Ficus vasta grow? In or near the Horn of Africa, and it's primarily endemic to Ethiopia. And now for
primarily in Africa, figs, التين, primarily in Africa.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop fucking lying.
Okay, Miss Claire Forster, please, I beg of you, stop fucking lying. Why you always lying, alright? Let's read where the common figs are coming from, actually. The edible fig is one of the first plants that was cultivated in the 9 subfossil in the Parthenognathic and therefore sterile. These type dating about 9,400, 9,200 BC, before Christ, before Judaism. Okay, and where is it located? Let's read where it's located. In the early Neolithic village Gilgal, in the Jordan Valley, close to the north of the village the Jericho. Okay, the Jericho village. All right, it's in Jordan, by the way, in Jordan. So it's obvious that such information will transfer to Mecca or to Quraysh, where Muhammad was living, all right? And it, obviously such information, such trading with fruits and seeds will transform from there to there. And then again, they were also widespread in ancient Greece. Ancient Greece. Let's see who spoke about it in ancient Greece. It was both described by both Aristotle and Theophrastus. Aristotle noted that the animal sexes, fig, have individuals of 2 kinds, also a male and a female. Aristotle. You know what time Aristotle was? Aristotle was 1,000 years before Islam. 1,000 years before Islam. So again, no, nothing special about... And by the way, even the Persians, there is a mountain in Persia, the old Persian Empire, they had a famous mountain there that is rich with figs. Rich with the trees of teen, alright? So it's also information transfers to Muhammad, etc., etc. Alright? And by the way, zaytun, it's nothing special about the olives, because olives were used also by Jews. And before the Jews, by the Canaanites and Philistines, they were also used by them. Even the Babylonians and Sumerians, they were using it. So there is also nothing special about the olives. So that exposed your lies. That's why I put the song every now and then. Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Seriously, because you're really lying time and time again and again.
Whose tree has been called the Tree of Life. In an article on the Australian Broadcasting Corporation's website on the 7th of February 2013, Dr. Guillaume Besnard of the French National Centre for Scientific Research explains that his researchers concluded that 3 main branches of wild olives split from a common ancestral tree at least 1.5 million years ago. Now on to mountains. In an article in the New York Times by Carl Zimmer on May 30th, 2013, Zimmer states that in the hearts of evolutionary biologists, mountains occupy a special place. It's not just their physical majesty, mountains also have an unmatched power to drive human evolution. Our ancestors moved to high altitudes, and there they experienced natural selection that has reworked their biology, like the adjustment of hemoglobin levels, for example. This is the most extreme example in humans that you can find, said Rasmus Nielsen, an evolutionary biologist at the University of California at Berkeley. Humans have adapted to mountainous environments, just as Charles Darwin predicted. A BBC News article in March 2015 revealed that a research team led by Professor Brian Vilmore from the University of Nevada in Las Vegas had discovered what they called the most important transition in human evolution. This is the transition from tree dweller to upright walker. This transition happened and was discovered in Ethiopia. Human evolution, also known as hominization, is the evolutionary process that led to the emergence of anatomically modern humans, beginning with the evolutionary history of primates, which appeared at least 80 million years ago, and leading to the emergence of Homo erectus, or upright man, which was the first creature to stand fully upright that appeared at least 1.5 million years ago. So what do all these findings in all these articles have to do with that short chapter of the Quran we mentioned? Simply put, the Holy Quran points to Africa and tells us that the history of the upright man's evolution started with the evolution of primates at least 80 million years ago and led to an upright man at least 1.5 million years ago. How exactly does the Holy Quran do this? By swearing by the fig, which first grew in Africa around 80 million years ago, and by the olive, which split from its common ancestral tree about 1.5 million years ago, and by the mountain of Senyin, which is found in Ethiopia and now called Choke Mountain, and finally by swearing to Mecca, the land of Islam, that God created the human in the best erected shape. The word taqween, used in the original Arabic of the verse, means erected, which means to raise and set in an upright or vertical position. And God says after that, we then returned the human back to the lowest of the low. And now scientists are searching for our ancestors in the Afar Desert of Ethiopia, which coincidentally happens to be the lowest point in Ethiopia, the lowest in Africa, and the lowest point on the planet. This is how a brief chapter of 8 verses summarizes millions of years of human evolution in a book revealed 1400 years ago by God himself. For how could the Prophet Muhammad have known about the link between the creation of humans in an erected shape and the millions of years of evolution that took place between the appearance of the fig and the olive? And how could he have known about the link between the creation of humans in an erected shape and an African Amharic mountain in Ethiopia, or even about the location?
I thought that the mountain Tur Sinin means the mountain Sinai, Jebel Sina, and not the Sinian mountain in Ethiopia. Obviously, you're changing the words of the Quran again. Really weird. And, yeah, continue. I have something to add at the end.
Of the mountain of Senyin that has for years been wrongly translated as the mountain of Sinai in Egypt, and that we just recently discovered thanks to satellite mapping. In short, he could not have known. So where is this mysterious mountain that turns out to be of great significance? The mountain of Senyin is in an Amharic town which is not even known by most Ethiopians. It's now called Choke Mountain and can be found in the Ethiopian highlands, located in the Amhara National Regional State, East Gojam Zone, northwest of the town of Devra Marcos. Administratively, the area belongs to 2 Veridas districts, Sinan and Makakel, where Senyin is. It's about 330 kilometres north of the national capital, Addis Ababa, by road. This highland lies at a latitude of 2,386 metres above sea level. Many of the rivers of the Upper Nile originate from this mountain range, a total of 59 rivers, and many springs are identified in the upper catchments of Choke Mountain. The climate of the Choke Mountain region between February and May is known to be warm. During this period, the average temperature could reach up to 17.80 Celsius, whereas during the coldest months between June and August, the average monthly temperature reaches 15.60 Celsius. In chapter 2, verse 38 of the Holy Quran, God tells us that there is an order for all of mankind to descend when he states, "We, God, said, descend from it, all of you, and when guidance comes to you from me, God, whoever follows my guidance, there will be no fear concerning them, nor will they grieve."
All right, let's go to that verse, chapter 2, verse number 38. So, chapter 2, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 38, الآية 38. Let's check it out, and let's see if you translated it correct or not. That's really, oh wow, okay. I thought this story was about Adam, about God casting Adam out of heaven, out of the Garden of Eden. So Mount Sinai in Ethiopia is the Garden of Eden? Because I'm going to read again how you take really verses out of context. I'm going to read the verses before and after to let people who are watching, to show them how much you lie. Verse 34, okay? We start from there. من الآية 34. وإذا قلنا للملائكة اسجدوا لآدم فسجدوا إلا إبليس أبى واستكبر وكان من الكافرين. وقلنا يا آدم اسكن أنت وزوجك الجنة وكلا منها رغدا حيث شئتما ولا تقربا هذه الشجرة فتكونا من الظالمين. فأزلهما الشيطان عنها فأخرجهما مما كان فيه وقلنا اهبطوا بعضكم لبعض عدو ولكم في الأرض مستقرا ومتاعا إلى حين. فتلقى آدم من ربه كلمات فتاب عليه إنه هو التواب الرحيم. قلنا اهبطوا منها جميعا فإما يأتينكم مني هدى فمن اتبع هداي فلا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. That's the verses in context, not out of context. And now you mentioning that this verse means the old humanoids going down from the mountain and evolving. Really weird. Really weird. Really weird. And you push me again.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
Really? I mean, how many times you have to lie about the Quran? And again, I repeat, unfortunately for you, Claire Forestier, we can read Arabic. We can read fucking Arabic. We can understand it. You're not talking here. By the way, here is an Arab. His name is Hassan Muhammad Salman Musa al-Badri. Alright, see how many prophets in my name. Muhammad, Salman, Musa, al-Badri. You see, there are 3 prophets in my name already. Alright, so I can fucking read and write Arabic. I can understand Arabic. Maybe you're making your program to the fools, Pakistani or Afghani or Indonesians or Sri Lanki or I don't care to whom you're making your program, and you fool them with your English and you think that they cannot speak and write or nor read Arabic. Well, unfortunately for you, here you dropped yourself with a guy, okay, an atheist who can read and write Arabic. So I can expose your lies really easily. Really with ease. With ease. Alright? It's really annoying, Miss Claire Forestier. I know, look, I know you are a BBC hostess, alright, a presenter. They paid you probably a couple of million to make short videos. I know they gave you an offer you can't refuse, and you reading from a monitor in front of you, just like a parrot, just repeating what's written in front of you. Even if it's written in front of you, Claire Forestier is a donkey. How could Muhammad know 1400 years ago that Claire Forestier is a donkey? That proves, you're going to repeat exactly what's written in front of you because you don't think it through what you're reading. I'm sorry, it's obvious you don't think through what you're reading. If you really thought a bit, if you took a break for 5 minutes and you thought about it, what you're reading, I don't think you would have the guts and the dignity and the self-respect that you come up with such program. And you call on it, there is no clash. Yeah, there is no clash. Yeah, right. Call it, there is no truth. Call your program that, because it's filled with lies, really. Call it, there is no truth in what I say. That's the actually more accurate name for your program. Anyway, continue.
The word it here refers to the paradise where Adam and Eve lived before they sinned, when God said to all mankind in the Holy Quran, descend from it. That may mean that the paradise where Adam and Eve lived before they sinned was on earth and located at a height above sea level. This nicely fits the characteristics of the mountain of Senyin, now called Choke Mountain in Ethiopia, Africa.
So hold on. So Al-Jannah, heavens, paradise, all right, is on earth. According to you. So it means it's on earth. Okay, then explain to me logically, please. Logically. How could the black stone, Al-Hajar al-Aswad, that's supposed to be descended from heaven, descended from paradise, God sent it from paradise, all right, and it landed on the... How could a stone fly from Mount Sinai, from in Ethiopia, it goes to Mecca? And according to Muslims, it's a stone that there is nothing like it in the whole of universe. Because it came from beyond space-time. It came where God resides. So obviously, guys, let's go to Mount Sinai in Ethiopia, Choke Mountain, because God resides there, obviously. God and his army of angels, he resides there in the Mount Sinai. Yeah, very logical. Very logical. And I bet many Muslim scholars will be happy to hear what you're saying, Miss Claire Forestier.
And also happens to be the place where humans first evolved. In short, the Holy Quran simply confers the African roots of the human family tree. So long before Darwin even used evolution as a mechanism to explain diversity and the development of species, the Holy Quran itself addressed the emergence, diversification, and origins of life on Earth.
Well, you say that the Quran mentioned first, the evolution. It proves again that the Muslims were dumb and stupid for a millennia and 200 years. Really, Islam came in 600 something AD, and in 1800 something, Charles Darwin came with his theory. So that means no less than a millennia, 1,000 years, Muslims were dumb and stupid. They don't understand their God's word. Literally, they read it and they don't understand it. They are stupid. They are dumb. They are ignorant. They don't understand Arabic, obviously. And what a coincidence. You mentioned that it means literally that, there is evolution. Well, evolution actually goes in contradiction with Adam and Eve. So what are Adam and Eve? Are they Neanderthal? Are they Homo erectus? Are they Homo australopithecus? Which humanoids are they? Adam and Eve. What are they? Or at least give us a clue. Give us some piece of them, so we can really go into our laboratories and check their DNA sequencing. Because according to all Muslim scholars, all right, Adam and Eve, they were the first humans ever. They were the first. They were the prototype. All right, they were the prototype, and the rest is their offspring. Okay, that Adam didn't have a daddy, didn't have a mommy, Adam is without daddy and a mommy. God created him, boop, poof, just like that, you know? Kun fayakun. Be, and so it is. Alright? That's how Adam got created. That's the general idea, that's the general accepted idea in all Muslim scholars. I really hope, Miss Claire Forstier, I really hope that you go to Mecca and mention that you believe in evolution and Adam is one of those descendants from those Homo erectus, Homo australopithecus, etc., etc. Alright. I hope you really have those guts, that you go there and mention that. And let's see if you're going to exit the country freely. Let's see about that. Anyway, that's all, folks, for this video. The second video is going to be about Zakir Naik. Alright, it's about pork eating. Mr. Zakir Naik speaking about pork, about pig. Alright, and the third video is going to be about some Arabic guy, I don't know his name. And the fourth video, the last, we're going to end the evening with a laughter with Mr. Haytham Talat. Alright, so until then, really within a couple of minutes, wish you all the best. Cheers, love and respect, and kisses to you. See ya.